Some important things to you to do with your guests or to some important we'll start that again. Some important things to think of when serving tea to your guests. Okay, so hello and good afternoon. Today is a live stream that I s- I normally like to do these tea time chats in the morning, but I had some craziness going on this morning. And then I got home in the middle of the day and I thought I would do it now. So let's start off with our tea. And I have some boiled water here. I just boiled it and hope that's not too loud. This is this little canister. I've done this before. It's called Covent Garden Blend from Whittard. And it's just going to be me today. So I'm going to show you this little pot that I have. I've decided to start trying to do more live feeds like directly from YouTube, and I don't have one of those platforms yet. So it's just going directly live. So there's no sound muffling or anything, no face touching up, and no extra camera. So we're just like quick and dirty. We're doing it this way. So I'm going to put my tea right in there into the hot water. Normally you put the tea in the bottom of the pot and then pour the hot water over. But we're just trying to do it this way. Just the quickest way possible because I'm live. Okay, so now I'm going to let that steep for a few minutes. Normally I have a tea cozy on here to help keep it warm, but it's pretty warm and I only have enough for like 1 or 2 cups. These are the cups I'm using today. I think these are so pretty. The place that I get my teacups and tea things are Home Goods. So if you have a Home Goods near your house, go ahead and check them out. They usually have tea things, especially in the spring. Like right now is a really good time. Okay, so one of the things that I said was good to have when serving tea to your guests, especially so if you're serving tea, you need a teacup, right? You need tea. It's not the end of the world if you don't have these nice things, but I like to collect these things. So I have a nice teacup and tea saucer. My preference is to get things that are bone china. If you can see, bone china, I mean, some porcelains are like this as well, but ooh, hang on. You can kind of see. Can you see how there's like light coming through? Bone ash, and it's real bone ash from animals. They discovered in the 1700s that if you added bone ash to pottery, that it would help keep it stronger so that you can make it thinner and you can make it more white. So it adds a nice luster to the teacups. So I try to collect bone china whenever I can. And this brand Stitch Call, they're all made in China, but they are nice little. I always like their designs. And you can find them at Home Goods, like I said. So that set probably cost me $7 for bone china. Pretty cool. So the other thing is, now, if you're serving tea, you would need that. Then you would need maybe a teapot. I've certainly served tea before without a teapot. I've served tea with just a saucepan filled with water that I pour into my guests' cups, before I had any of these other tea things. So you can use a Pyrex dish and microwave the water in your microwave and then pour your water out of that. So you don't have to be fancy. If you want to be fancy, you can. So when you are fancy and you want to do fancier things with your tea, one thing that I really like to collect, and lots of places that sell teacups and tea saucers don't think of this very often, but you have your beautiful teacup and saucer, right? And you might have a really pretty teapot to go with it. But then what about when it comes time to serving food? A lot of people eat food with their tea, so like afternoon tea. So In that case, you can get like a regular dish or plate, but I really like to collect salad plates or dessert plates. So those are this size, and I'm lucky enough to have this that matches the other set. Okay, so I have already added the tea. Now it's probably time to pour this. Since I put the tea directly into the pot, I'm going to pour the tea into this cup. But now what do I do? Because I have tea leaves all around here and I don't have a strainer in here. So that's what these little guys are for. This little tea strainer that I found online. I think I found it on Amazon. It just said it was like a silver plate tea strainer. So you set that carefully over your cup like so. It sits there. Some of the antique ones don't sit there very well. And then you gently pour your tea over it. You have to go really slow because sometimes the strainer doesn't allow the tea out as fast as you pour it in. So you have to go slow. And then that thing comes with one of these, so I can just pull that out like that and set it aside. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now check this out. What I love about this teacup is when I'm drinking out of it, you can see the cute little roses on the inside. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. So Covent Garden blend from Whittard. How excellent. I'm going to put that aside. And then we're going to talk about this little snack. I wanted to share this little snack with you. So one of the things that is fun to serve with tea is some sort of treat. And shortbread's an excellent choice. And biscuits, tea, scones. One day I'd love to do a little cream tea with you and show you how to do that. But for now, all that I had already made in my house are these rather healthy, I'd definitely call them wholesome, candy bars that are from my favorite cookbook of all time, which is actually, believe it or not, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's It's All Good. First of all, look at this. Like that is, the binding is a wreck because I just make stuff all the time. This thing, roasted cauliflower with chickpeas, amazing. We have it as often as we can. Then, there are other things in here like a turkey chili with sweet potato in it. That's just so good. And that I could go on and on about this book. Favorite cookbook of all time. But these little candy bars that I have are right here in this here. And this is just sort of a variation that I created with hazelnuts, which is okay, but they nail it. She and this other girl, Julia Turshen, write this cookbook, and it's excellent. So I make up a bunch of these, and then I cut them up, and then I freeze them, and they're the perfect snack because they feel like you're eating something, but they also feel like a treat. So they feel like you're having something that actually fills you up and actually nourishes your body some while you're eating something really tasty and a treat. So there it is. That's it. I mean, if I were to serve this for afternoon tea, I might make sure that the cuts were a little bit nicer or whatever. But there you go. It's so good, and I hope you make it sometime. Okay, so next thing. So I'll just report from yesterday. So yesterday we pulled the hair card. And the way I've been putting this into practice, this was talking about balancing masculine and feminine energies. So, what I've been doing over the last week or so, I've been listening to the book called Greater Than the Sum of Our Parts, and it's by Dr. Richard Schwartz. And it's all about how we all have parts inside of us, right? Um, we'll say something, for example, well, a part of me wants to go to the gym, but the other part of me wants to sit on the couch and eat ice cream. So everyone has parts, inside them. But he's suggesting that those parts are all um, are all there to either protect us or to serve different roles in our lives. And now that I'm talking about this, I'm like, did I just talk about this yesterday? Anyway, we'll just do a quick recap. Anyway, I've I've really enjoyed doing this. Um, his therapy is called internal family systems. Now, I don't go to an actual internal family systems practitioner. I've just been doing some of the meditations on my own. So, certainly seek out a professional if you're interested in doing this. But I find so the parts inside me, it's not like they're all girls in there. There are some that are boys, some that are girls. Mostly I'm finding girls. I have some pretty strong women in my life. And generally, I would imagine that the ones that come out that show themselves first, those parts of us, are the ones that feel most empowered, maybe, or maybe least empowered. I'm not sure. But anyway, first one I discovered down there was a boy. And um, now there are some girls in there too. And I know it might sound weird, but anyone that's familiar with Jung and shadow work, like Carl Jung and shadow work and some other modalities, you might not think it sounds that weird. So if it sounds weird to you, go check out Richard Schwartz in an interview that he just did recently with Andrew Huberman. I'll put that in the link below. I haven't actually watched that whole thing, so I'll put the link up. We can watch it together sometime. Anyway, so that was what we pulled yesterday, and that's how I've been working on that. So today, did I set intention? Let me look at my intentions for today. Oh, one of my intentions, do a live stream, which I'm doing right now. Okay. So one of the things that I'm asking the universe for is more and better ways to create abundance in my life, ways that are more integrated and more aligned with me and the happiest version of myself. So I'm going to put Gwynny down here, and then I'm going to get out this Seasons of the Witch deck, and we're going to shuffle it. I'm going to put this to the side. I'm actually not that hungry right now because I just had a big lunch. And I'm going to shuffle this, and we're going to ask it, please show me what I can do to help invite in the most aligned ways for me to create abundance in my life. I like the way I worded that. I can't even remember all the words that I said, so now I'm just going to focus on the feeling of what that is. Okay, so I'm shuffling. When I say aligned, what does that mean to you? What do you think of when I say aligned? Okay, so I've cut the deck. This is where the new top is. So the hair again. All right. Interesting. Okay, so rather than throw that one away, I'm going to take that as a sign that I that I'm being encouraged to keep digging and keep going to those keep looking at those parts inside of me and keep finding those parts, and then those parts are going to have the answer. So I'm going to trust in that, and we will call it a day. Thank you so much for coming to this little live stream. I mean, I know nobody did come, but that's okay too, because the most important thing for me at this time is to get used to talking to the camera and to learn what I'm going to say and try to really craft and hone any kind of message that I'm trying to say. And also, it makes a great journal, and it's a great way to track the progress I'm making in my life and the progress I'm making towards the things that I desire, like to my dreams and goals. So, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. You are worthy of all the love in the universe, and I can't wait to get to know you better. Bye-bye.